Hey, good Monday morning to you. Happy day to you. Welcome back to Traveling with Terry. It's great to be with you as I go from my home to the office every single morning and spend a little bit of time with you guys this morning. Today, I thought it would be a good time to talk a little bit about how to gain increased clarity around some of the business goals that you and I are focusing on. So it's the early part of April here, and one of the things that is magical about this time of the year is obviously springtime is right on our heels here, and it's coming up. But the first quarter of the year just ended, and I'm conscientious of the fact that at the beginning of each year we set as business leaders and as organizations we set goals for our year. And that's appropriate. We should definitely do that. After most business leaders, they're typically good about breaking those annual goals up into 4 quarters so that there's a quarter 1, a quarter 2, a quarter 3, and a quarter 4 goal. And I really am a huge fan of that sort of thing too. So first, maybe question to ask yourself would be is what is your annual goal that you want to be hitting? And then how have you divided that up throughout the course of the year? And what is your quarter 1 versus your quarter 2 goal? Now, because quarter 1 has just barely ended and we are now beginning Q2, everybody's mind's kind of thinking about this sort of thing, or at least they should. But one of the frustrating things that happens to us in the early part of the year is we get so caught up and so busy with everything else going on that sometimes our goals take a little bit of a back burner, and we start running around like a chicken with its head cut off, pretty frantic, and we kind of lose sight and lose focus about what we're doing and why we're doing it. And so this morning, I thought it would make sense for us to maybe chat about a couple of quick, simple strategies that you can use to refocus and get clarity on your goals once again. The first thing that I'll share with you is when it comes to getting clarity around your goals, obviously it makes sense for us to go back to January 1 and clarify what it was at that point in time that we were concerned about, frustrated about, worried about, etc. There was some initial issue, challenge, or problem that we wanted to solve, or there was some sort of future ideal situation or circumstance that we wanted to obtain. And so because of that, we put this goal. Remind yourself of what that was. And in a perfect world, you're able to put that in writing. You're able to put some numbers to it. You're able to quantify it, and you're able to just to put some four walls around it, quantify it, so that it becomes really clear. So that's the first invitation: is go back to the beginning of the year and figure out what was the problem or what was the ideal situation that you wanted to have and enjoy, and remind yourself of that. The second step, or the second key principle to think about, is why that was so important to you. See, as the course of the year draws on, or continues on, things change. Emergencies happen, priorities shift and change, and it's easy for us to get sidetracked and distracted. But the second way to get clear on our goals is to understand why they were so important to us in the first place. So again, when you set that annual goal, why was that so critical for you? What was that, obtaining that goal, what was that going to enable you and your company to do? What sort of, was that impacting profitability? Was that going to impact your ability to open up another location, or to grow your team, or launch a new product? Why was obtaining that goal so important for you? And so with this step number 2 of gaining clarity on the why that was so important, principle number 3 is go back to that and then share that with your team. So get clear on what the goal was, get clear on why it was so critical, and then number 3 is share that with your team. Each of us in a leadership role that oversees team members, we bear the responsibility to be amazing communicators. We've got to be able to communicate with our teams like Steve Jobs did, right? Be able to inspire, to animate, to uplift, to create enthusiasm and momentum. around the different initiatives that we have. As leaders, we have to constantly keep the vision in front of our people, help them understand what is so important to accomplish, help them understand why it's so important to accomplish it. Now, along that line, I want to share maybe one other principle, and that is the principle of visualization. When I was a gymnast a bazillion years ago, competitive gymnast, one of the techniques that my coaches taught me to do was visualize my routine. So as I would stand up in front of the horizontal bar with my grips, and I chalk up, and I'm waiting for the judge to give me the signal to begin my routine, I would mentally rehearse in my mind the actions and the specific tricks in the routine that I would do on the horizontal bar. I'd feel myself jumping up and grabbing onto the bar. I'd feel myself pulling my body vertical and shooting out and swinging up and doing a handstand on the bar and then swinging around and doing all these different tricks. I'd feel the wind in my hair. I'd feel the inertia, the momentum, and I just feel myself doing it. I had done it so many times, but in that moment prior to performance and my competition, I would rehearse that in my mind. And it's a powerful principle, visualization, because it helps you bring a future vision into your mind now. 7 months ago, my family and I were rock climbing on Granite Peak in Montana. There was a tragic accident, and my younger brother was killed by an 8-ton boulder that knocked him off of a ledge and sent him falling over 1,000 feet to his death. I was left injured, and that wonderful family trip was kind of turned into a nightmare. And this year's been difficult that way. And here it is 7 months later, and I'm still recuperating physically. My family is still mourning his loss. And coming up in September, it will have been a year since that accident. And almost every single day since that accident took place, I visualized in my mind going back up to that mountain and climbing that thing again to turn a nightmare into a sweet memory. And so I can visualize the paths, I can visualize the climbing, the routes, the summiting, and I can visualize coming off the mountain, not needing a rescue helicopter this time. But I'm visualizing in my mind what that outcome and that ideal looks like. And it's important as leaders and managers that when we are painting visions for our employees and our team and our staff, that we color that vision with vivid language so that they can see it, so they can taste it, so they can smell it, so they can own it and have it really become theirs. We want to do that sort of thing for them so that they can have a tremendous amount of buy-in and ownership over the vision. So, one of the things as we get started on this second quarter of the year is to refocus our minds and refocus our efforts on exactly what it is that we are focusing on this year. And this year is a critical year for many businesses. We are recovering and recuperating from definitely an exciting and difficult year in 2020 with the pandemic raging strong. This year is a rebound year. It's a year for us to reclaim our spots and our positions in the marketplace, to reclaim our revenue and our profit margins, reclaim our teams, relaunch our products, and to get ourselves back into a position where we can continue to thrive and grow. And paramount to all of that is making sure that we have set clear annual goals, that we have broken those up into clear quarterly goals. And as we kind of get going into the year, it's easy to get distracted and sidetracked with 101 different things going on. But now is the time, as we end Q1 and we just jump into Q2, to refocus on what it is that we are focusing on this year. Get clear on why that is so important for us to achieve in our companies. And number 3, to communicate those two things to our teams and help them visualize the outcomes and help them get clear and a vivid understanding of what those things are. And then let's work hard to implement those things. Let's put our strategies, our tactics, our plans, our initiatives, our programs, our efforts, everything that we are doing each week, each month, to align with those, with achieving those goals. So anyway, kind of a simple thing to think about, but lately I've been thinking a lot about getting my mind and my body back in shape, losing weight, getting it back into shape so that I can tackle Granite Peak coming up here in September of this year. And as I do so, I've been thinking about clarifying what my goals are, why those are so important for me personally, and visualizing success along the journey. So I recommend those simple things to you as well in your business. So anyway, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. It's kind of a cool, cold, cloudy day here in Southeast Idaho. And hope everybody has a great week and are gearing up for some great things. So if we can serve you here at Arcane Marketing, feel free to reach out to us, and we're happy to collaborate with you on your digital marketing, building and designing your website, helping drive a lot of good people and good traffic to those websites, but most importantly, helping generate the kinds of leads and sales that you need in your business to take your company to the next level. So reach out to us. Happy to partnership with you. Keep up the good work, and we'll see you again soon, right back here on Traveling with Terry. Take good care. Hey, thanks for watching. Did you know every company out there has what we call digital marketing blind spots? These are simple, hidden opportunities for growing and improving your marketing that most of the time people miss. Go to www.arcanemarketing.com and take advantage of our Rise and Ignite digital marketing analysis. It's 100% free to get fresh new insights and ideas to make what you're already doing that much better in 2021.